Do I think that I'm better or know more than you? No. Is that we are sick and tired of these watered down messages. Like I said, no more hocus pocus. This generation right here is seeking truth. No more of these whitewashed lies.
For hundreds of years, we've been the most hated. But within that hatred comes the hypocrisy of loving our culture. You've made trillions off of our motherfucking culture. You know that. You've made money off our culture. Let's be real. 100%. You made money off our culture. White musicians, all of them have made money off of black culture.
Hey, my truth seekers, how are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great today. Today is a beautiful day, guys. So I decided to come on, guys, because it's something that I want to go ahead and talk about, guys. But before I continue with my commentary, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. So let me see if I can go ahead and get everything started because I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I don't know. I feel like I am in the matrix, guys. But yes, as you can see right here by the title, I want to go ahead and talk about this right here. As you know, some of you guys know that Dr. Umar, he had did an interview with Joe Budden on his patrons account. I see my girl finally in the house. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's put a big smile on my face. Country girl Queenie. Yes, indeed. She says, Happy Saturday, Lady D. I am so happy, girl, to see you in. I miss you so much. So I hope everything is great. I know you're at work, most likely. Please don't say you at work on this very beautiful day. Yes, indeed, guys. But yes, I want to go ahead and talk about Dr. Umar Johnson, guys. I don't know if what he said was taken out of context. I don't know. But the question is, when it comes to our black culture, are we the gatekeepers, or he's protecting it? So that's the question. And I want to go ahead and talk about because, especially when it comes to, our people, it's just sometimes we say some things that other people, they are not going to come out and say it, but they think, they thinking it. Country girl say, no, I'm not working today. Okay. So I'm glad to see that she's in. Yes, indeed. What you guys think about my background? Because every time when I try to go ahead and quote this scripture, not this scripture, this quote is by, her name is Zora Neale Hurston. All my skin folks ain't kin folks, and I always go ahead and screw it up. So I say, well, I might as well go ahead and just put it on my background. All my skin folks ain't kin folks. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and talk about all that right there because see, it's a lot of stuff, guys, that we want to take little bits of clips and, we want to pick it apart. But this right here, guys, this is a lot. So this is the question that I'm asking. Let me go see if I can go pin this up right here. When it comes to transforming the mind, and what better person, that, for this time, for this age, for this generation, that's can deal with the mind. And we know when it comes to Dr. Umar Johnson, he's a psychologist, he deals with the mind. And I truly believe as we cross over, especially when I call the 8th universal year, which means completion, is that everything is going to deal with the mind because, when it comes to our people, whether we like it or not, our people has been brainwashed. Now, they may say colonized, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to read the definition when it comes to colonization and versus brainwash. And in order for us to be able to go into what I call this new generation, guys. We're going to have to shake off these grave clothes. And that's exactly what I want to go ahead and talk about. And I don't know if you all are familiar with Dr. Umar Johnson, guys. Go ahead and you can go ahead and Google him. He's all through Instagram, YouTube, and he says a lot of stuff. It shocks a lot of people. And the reason why it shocks a lot of people, because our people, we still have what we call that European mindset, because we have fallen so far, we have lost our true love. And anytime when, you are caught up in what I call this European system, we still thinking like that. And in order for us to say that, it's time for us to move forward, we have to shake off these grave clothes. And that's exactly what I want to go ahead and talk about when I talk about King Kong Conscious, Dr. Umar Johnson, Ife Tunde. Yes, indeed. So we're going to go ahead and talk about him. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull this up right here. When he was talking about this rapper called Eminem, and he was saying that he's not the GOAT. It's not like he was trying to discredit that's how I see it. I only could tell you how I see it in the spirit, okay? It's not like he was trying to attack his accomplishment. What he was saying, that he cannot be the GOAT of all times when it comes to our culture, because we was here in the beginning and we're gonna be here in the end. So let me go ahead, and I want to pull this up first, and then I'm gonna go ahead into my commentary. I promise you guys it's all going to go ahead and make sense, because like I said, sometimes people, I don't want to get out. Sometimes people, hold on guys, I don't want to get out of this because I think I had pulled on something different. But sometimes people can sit there, and say things that we only we only think of. So let me see if I can pull this up right here, guys, because it look like I'm having problems. It's something that I went ahead and I clicked on that I shouldn't have went ahead and did. Oh my God, it's not letting me share. I'm trying to see if I can share screens. It's not letting me share screens. I don't know why. They say website notification, select window, or I don't know what that means. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go ahead and share the screen. So let me see. It's not letting me share. Let me see. I don't know why, but it's not letting mute website. It's not letting me share the screen. Oh, shoot. I should have went ahead and test this. I went under another browser called Firefox. And so for some reason, it's not letting me share the screen. But let me see if I can go ahead and pull this up right quick. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I had everything set up, but for some reason, it's not letting me share screens. Let me see if I can do this right here. It says the screen, mute website notification wall, sharing. I don't know what it is, but let me go ahead and read this. I'm not going to go ahead and try to, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this. For some reason, it's not letting me share my screen. I don't know why. That's not good at all. It says your browser has been blocking your screen. Click the screen icon in your address bar to allow access to reload program. Let me see. It's not letting me share the screen. So guys, I hope you guys can hear me real good. I thought I was going to be able to share a screen with you guys, but for some reason it's not letting me share the screen. But I'm gonna go ahead and fix it, but not now. I'm not gonna mess up nothing long, as you guys can see me, you can hear me. That's good. I see my girl says I'm back. Let me see what she says. She says I'm back here, but my Bluetooth speakers on. I love this background. Thank you very much. Yes, guys, I thought I was going to be able to share the screen, but for some reason it's not letting me share the screen. But I wanted to go ahead and read. I had Googled this right here where it says, did all human originated from Africa? And right here it says humans first evolved in Africa, and much of human evolution occurred on the continent. The fossil of early humans who lived between 6 and 2 million years ago come entirely from Africa. Most scientists currently recognize some 15 to 20 different species of early humans. So right there, it was saying that all human beings had evolved out of Africa. So I'm pretty sure that's what Dr. Umar was talking about when he was saying that when it comes to the rapper Eminem, he cannot be the GOAT when it comes to rap music because it was someone that came before him that went ahead and paved the way. So how can you say that he's the GOAT of rap music when it's our culture, when we already had laid the foundation? So I quite understand what he was saying when he went ahead and talked about all that. And the thing about it is that we take bits of pieces of things, just to make it go viral. So it's something that, we can go ahead and talk about. But I don't know why I cannot share screens, guys. So let me go ahead and just show this right here. And also, when it came to Kobe Bryant and when he brought up Vanessa Bryant, when he was saying, about how the money, especially when it comes to Kobe Bryant, being that, he's a black person, that by him marrying a non-black person, it's like, the money is not going to be poured back into the black community. And I was reading this article right here. Let me go ahead and pull this article up right here. I'm not going to pull it up on my screen because for some reason I can't share the video as of yet, but I'm going to go ahead and fix it. And, I was having problems being in the matrix. So I went ahead and used another browser. And that's why, it's something that I may have not done right. But I see where my girl, country girl, she says, thanks for the my stick. Oh, I've been giving you one. Yeah, girl. Girl, I was gonna go ahead and look out for you. Yes, indeed. But yes, let me go ahead and this come from this article. Let me see where this article comes from. Uh, and this right here this is disturbing because I just don't understand why we take people words and we use it out of content. Where this article says right here, it says that Vanessa Bryant accused of racism by not offering Kobe $600 million estate to the black community. And that is not true because that is not what Dr. Umar Johnson had said. He didn't say anything that would have offend Vanessa. It was not meant to offend her. What he was saying, and I guess he used her name as a talking point, but what he was saying, just like what many people be thinking, because if I'm not mistaken, I had said it way before Dr. Umar even, came out and said this, especially when, our black athletes are, our entertainers are people that now have making these 7-figure incomes, and they marry 9 blacks. 9 out of 10, the money is not going to be poured back into the black community. If something happened, just like something had happened when it came to Kobe Bryant, what had happened, when he died, the money went to his wife, which that's exactly how it's supposed to be, which she's a Latina. But, most likely that money, and I'm going to say allegedly, is going to be poured back, into her community, just like everybody was saying, that she did some things, by sponsoring other, organizations. But most of the organizations that they said that she went ahead and sponsored, I think it was LSU, and she donated to some other colleges. But what Dr. Umar was saying, that it's not a HBCU college, where it's being poured back into the black community. And I quite understand, exactly what he was talking about because, see, we are considered being at the bottom of the barrel of everything. And the only way that we going to rise is that we got to come together in unity. How can you say that you are about black, and for black cause, but yet you're not pouring into that community? Yes, cheek and tongue will say a lot of things. We could talk the talk, but when it's time for us to put up our dollars, then that's another story. So that's exactly, how I got it, guys. I see what Country Girl says. That's what people do, always twisting stories up. And that's exactly what's going on. I see my girl also is in the house, Starbucks Lover. How are you guys doing? She said, happy Saturday. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming in. But this right here, and I understand that all this right here is a touchy subject, but like I said, somebody got to tell it. Someone got to pull the sheets and bring these topics to open, because we cannot continue sweeping it under the rug or putting a band-aid over it. Someone got to talk about it, because if it's time for us, and like I said, especially when it comes to the black community, we own about 1% of businesses. 1% of businesses that we own in the United States. We should be owning banks. We should be owning libraries, different schools, all this other stuff. And the thing about it is, everybody, when they want to go after Dr. Umar Johnson, they wants to talk about his school. He's been building his school for almost 10 years, and he's still building on it. But at least he made an effort. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then you have to look at it that he's building a school and he's not using any government funds. All these schools that you see that is being built, they are using government funds. They have an entire district that is helping them to get that school together. This brother, he's doing it all by himself. He's not taking, no government funds. So, which I don't blame him, because, why would you want someone to come in and dictate how you're supposed to run things? And before you know it, all these haters going to find something to keep these people sitting there coming in and combing through his books. He already know it. Like I said, sometimes you got to be ahead of the game. And that's exactly how, I see it. And by him doing it himself and using donation monies, like I said, if you want to give, you give. If you don't want to give, you don't have to give. But once you give that money, like I said, and if you're not giving, then you shouldn't say nothing about it. But it's the thing about it, when it comes to our people, sometimes I feel like we don't even like ourselves. It's like we hate ourselves. And that's why I say this is the right person to move this new movement forward. A lot of people, I say, no, not him. Yes, he's the right person, because he knows exactly how to deal with the mind of people. And I truly believe that's what the Most High God, he's using today. He's using someone can sit there and rip the chains off of our mind, because some of us right now, we have this European stinking mindset. And that's exactly how I look at it. Even when it comes to my channel right here, I also had started another channel. I've been doing like animation videos on it, and just this video alone hit 24K, guys. Look at it, 24K, and I cannot barely get no more than 50 viewers on this channel right here, because like I said there and say, when it comes to our people, our people, like I said, we quick to sit there and point the finger at everybody else. But sometimes, it's best that we have to sit there and start examining ourselves, because the Bible says, let a man examine themselves. And for them to sit there and take everything out of content and try to make it evil spoken of, that is not good. That is not good at all, guys. It's just to show you that we have a long ways to go, because for this article to say right here, Vanessa Bryant accused of racism by not offering Kobe 600 million estate to the black community. And you know, guys, this is not true at all. Let me go ahead and read a little bit of it. It says Vanessa Bryant, the wife of Los Angeles Laker legend Kobe, has been accused of favoring white people over black people by a prominent internet personality. Kobe, who was black, died in 2020 after a helicopter crash while attempting to fly in a poor condition, which I'm not going to go ahead and read all this right here, but that is not true. You know, what he was saying is that when, just like I said, you know, our community right now, our community is suffering, okay? And the reason why it's suffering because we have the black dollars. We have the black dollars. We spend trillions, trillions, not no billions. I thought it was billions, but no, we spend trillions of dollars a year on nothing that we can show for. Nothing we can show for. So the black dollars, we got the black dollars, but where's the black dollars are going? Where is the black dollars are going? And that's the reason why these puppet masters come on and sit there and get these foolish sheeps to sit there and act up and tear down one another, because they know if we sit there and we wake up, then we're going to start supporting each other. So why are you fighting someone that's trying to help you? Make it make sense. Country Girl says, I'm with you when you're right. A Starbucks lover. Yes. But like I said, you know, it's not about drama. Most people won't support the channel. You know, she say it's not about drama. Most people won't support the channel. And like I said, you know, I don't know what it's about. I'm not even going to tell you no lie, Starbucks and Country Girl. I don't know what it's about. But like I said, you know, long as we tearing each other down and we tickling each other ears, of course, you know, like I say, the viewers and the clicks and the likes is going to go up. But the minute when we start waking our people up, telling our people to come out of Lodabar, then that's when, you know, everybody got something to say. You know, everybody wants to tear down each other. I just don't understand, guys. Like I said, I just don't understand it at all. But let me go ahead and so I quite understand what he was saying, you know, Dr. Umar Johnson, when he was saying that when it comes to you know, he cannot be the GOAT of rap because, like I said, he did not lay the foundation. And many people, you know, I believe that they understand, you know, they tried to go ahead and take his words out of content, you know, but they understand it's all about viewers. Because look at Roland Martin. Roland Martin, he went ahead and he went and reposted the old video that him and Dr. Umar did an interview and some other panels, you know, and Dr. Umar went ahead and shut him down, you know, and now he wants to play this old clip. But why don't you get the brother on now so you guys can go ahead and talk? And that's the thing about it, you know, we was taught to hate each other. You know, don't you know, when we come together, guys, we can be a force to be reckoned with. There's power, and they know that's power. That's why they want to go ahead and, you know, try to keep us divided, because they no longer as they divided, then when we divided, they have the power. But most of our great leaders, you know, like I said, they are taken out by their very own. And that's why I call them a bunch of Judases. Most of all the great leaders that we have, you know, that we had, who they was taken out by. They was taken out by our own people. A bunch of Judases in the camp. But I truly believe, guys, if we come together, we'll be a force to be reckoned with. We are now moving in what I call a whole new year where this younger generation, they can move it forward because they are not going to compromise. And who can tell it better? This man, when it comes to Dr. Umar Johnson, yes, he got flaws. We all got flaws. None of us are righteousness. The only reason why you can sit there and bring up all the stuff that he have done, because his life is on open display. But what if someone sat there and started pulling the sheets from off of you and opening up your closet and shining a light on you? See, like I said, a lot of people they'll talk, but they'll talk behind the computer, or they won't say that stuff to his face. Because, like I said, we the type of people, we have that mindset, that we got to be the bottom of the barrel of everything. And like I say, it's time for someone to open rebuke our people, because it's time for us to wake up, come out of our sunken place. And it's sad. And also Dr. Umar, he was talking about, and this is absolutely true. That's why, like I said, you're gonna know, because the spirit gonna line up with the spirit. And when he's saying that white realtors are buying up real estate, and they are buying farms and lands in black communities. And not only that, just look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates is buying up farms. We got all these white realtors going into these black communities and buying up all that land. What you think what's going to happen to us? The white community, they are buying land, and they are building. But what we are doing, we are buying all these people labors. We buying all this unnecessary stuff, nothing that is going to add value. That stuff is going to rot. You cannot pass no clothes. You cannot pass all these hair products and all this stuff. You cannot pass all that stuff down to your generation. These people are looking and they are laughing at you, because you are spending trillions of dollars on something that you cannot pass down to your children's children. When these people out there buying real estate, they know that if they close their eyes today or tomorrow, they're going to be able to pass that down to the next generation. They playing monopoly on us. And what we are doing, we are not good stewards when it comes to our money. And the thing about it, guys, is that when we see somebody else at least trying to make an effort of doing something, what we do, we like crabs in the barrel. We dare to pull them back in, reel them back in. And if we can't reel them back in, what we going to do? We're going to find something on them to sit there and hand their head over on a silver platter. That's why we need someone to wake us up. And most of the stuff that Dr. Umar, when he's talking, it's a shock value, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to wake you up. And if he can throw some stuff out there to make you mad, you need to be mad. You need to be upset. You need to be angry, because someone needs to sit there and tell you to come out of this thing that I call Lodabar. Someone needs to tell you that. Someone needs to sit there and rebuke you. Because this is not living, guys. This is what I call barely existing. And soon when you see someone trying to sit there and educate our people, what's wrong with educating our people? What's wrong with telling our people to come out of this, what I call a sunken place? What's wrong with that? That's just to show you guys, all what you see right now, they may be the same skin folks, but they ain't all our kin folks. Not too many people is going to be able to cross over. Some of us going to be what I call left behind, guys. Left behind, because this is it. We are now in what I call the latter days. And that's where the Most High God is going to separate the sheep from the goats, So let them continue dipping and dabbing in things of the world, because they are about to be exposed. And that's why I truly believe, who can tell it better? The one that deals with the mind. Who deals with the mind? Dr. Umar Johnson. And it's time right now where we have to be transformed by the renewness of our mind. So let's go ahead. I see where Country Girl says, you took the words out of my mouth. Yes, indeed, because iron sharpen iron. But let's go ahead and look at the definition of colonization. Because our people, believe it or not, we are brainwashed. whether you acknowledge or not. And it's going to take someone. It's going to take someone. And it may not be Dr. Umar Johnson. Like I say, some people, they may have sat there and started it, but somebody else might come and water it. Some person might plant it, another person might water it, but it's all going to give the Most High God the glory. But at least he made the effort to say, yes, Lord, here am I. And trying to wake people up out of this sunken place, trust me, especially when they think that it is the norm, they will tear you up. They will rip you up to pieces, as what you see right now. But right here, guys, I thought I was going to be able to pull it up, but for some reason I can't pull it up until I fix to see what's going on. At least I'm not glitching. But let me give you the definition of colonization. Colonization can be defined as the process by which a dominant group, typically a nation or empire, establish control over another territory or group of people. This control is often exerted through political, economic, and cultural means, with the colonizing power imposing its own laws, institution, and values on the colonized population. Colonization often involved the exploitation of resources and labor from the colonized region from the benefits of the colonizer. So all this right here, guys, this is to keep you to sleep. And we are right now in the 21st century. We are still asleep. And the reason why they're going to continue keeping us asleep and continue allowing these silly sheeps, like I said, just because they are our skin folks, the same skin folks, that does not mean they are our kin folks. Because what they are doing is they are being used, because this right here is all about the machine, all about almighty dollars. And long as they know that they can continue using us, they gonna continue keeping us asleep. And soon in a minute, when the Most High God is raising up someone that is sick and tired and going to stand up and try to get our people out of this sunken place, then what you want to do? You want to help these people sit there and hand them over on a silver platter. But also it says it can have significant and long-lasting impact on the social, economic, and culture fabric of both the colonizer and the colonized society. So this could be a very long-lasting impact. But when will someone say, guys, when will someone say enough is enough? When someone going to say it's time for our people to rise? It's time for our people to get up. Don't you know, when we start waking up, when we start rising, when we start getting in position, everything else going to follow? Everything else going to follow. So why are you allowing these cankerworms, these palmer worms, these locusts to keep you bound down, guys? So we need to figure out right now how we going to renew this mind, because all this right here is a mind game. Long as they can keep us to sleep. And how do they keep us asleep? They keep us to sleep because of the things of this world. They make things just with us in mind because they know we love shiny, flashy things. Long as we can continue with shiny, flashy things, then they know they're going to keep us bound down. And now that you got someone that willing to do the work with 10 toes down, then what you want to do? What you want to do? You want to do just like the rest of them did. You want to sit there, you want to take the brother out. But this, I truly believe, guys, like I said, God is raising up a whole new generation, what I call a Joshua generation, that's not going to sit there and buckle down. And the only way that you can be able to move this, you cannot be a part of the system. You got to lay it all down, and come out of her. Because the minute when you start taking anything from them, that's when they got you. But long as you sit there and say, look, I'm not worrying about your designer clothes. I'm not worrying about your cars. I'm not worrying about your houses because I can build all this stuff myself because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything belongs to me. So why am I buying back something that belongs to me? See, that's exactly what we're doing, guys. That's exactly what we're doing. And that's why I call it brainwash. Let's look at the definition for brainwash. I thought I was able to pull all this up, but for some reason I can't. But brainwash is the term of brainwash. It refers to the process of manipulating or influencing someone through belief or behavior to aligns with a particular agenda or ideology. It's often involved the use of psychological manipulation technical such as propaganda, misinformation, coerce to gain control over an individual thinking and decision making process. And that's why I say we need someone to go ahead, come and reverse what has been done to our mind. Because all this right here, what we are going through is a generational curse. Brainwashing can be explored by various entities, including governments, cults, or extremist groups, with the aim of indoctrinating individuals and suppressing critical thinking. See, they don't want nothing that's dealing with critical thinking. They don't want nothing with critical thinking. And why? Because they want us to stay asleep. They want us to continue being at the feet. And guys, this has nothing to do with being racist. And we're going to talk about this. Everybody say, oh, he's a racist. Oh, they talking about racist. No, we're talking about telling our people coming out of this stinking place, coming from out of this, what I call the land of like. Coming out of this sinking place. I see my girl Starbucks. She said, would you say that Kobe was brainwashed by marrying out of his race? I'm not going to say that Kobe was brainwashed because you marry whoever you marry. But what I truly believe is that, like I said, especially when it comes to our athletes, what I'm saying, not even our athletes, our people that feel that now they making enough money to pour back into their community. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. Because like I said, when you marry outside of your race, just make sure you got everything in place where that, hey, if it wasn't for my mom, if it wasn't for my community, if it wasn't for my church, I don't think that I would have made it to where I am today. Don't forget where you came from. And that's all I'm saying. And I truly believe that's what Dr. Umar is saying. Because like I said, guys, we are one. We are one. And that's when you see other races, they're not going to turn. They are not going to turn on their own people. They're not going to turn on their own people. We are the only ones. Soon in a minute, we sit there and feel that we make it. Then we want to sit there and we want to forget where we came from. And I know it's like that. I know it's like that. I could talk about my baby son, my baby boy, how he was good in football, playing for college. I mean, I couldn't say nothing to him. The coach was running everything. The coach pretty much was running him. Running him. Every time you look, where they at the coach camping and doing this with the coach and all this other stuff. Look at all our people in Africa. So in a minute, when they find some type of minerals in their backyard, who you think there is to come and scoop it up? When will we have something that's just for us? That's all I'm saying. And Country girls say that's why I admire Shaq. He always giving back. He pouring back into his community. And the reason why he's pouring back into community, just look at his better half. Look who like I said, look who his better half. He ain't got something that's going to weaken him. And I'm not sitting there, like I say, a lot of people, they got it wrong when it comes to a person where they quick to sit there and label them as being racist. Let me go ahead and give you my definition of being racist. Racist means something, loving something, and you're going to sit there and you're going to fight for it. Why you think white supremacists have not sat there and come down yet? Because they're going to fight for white supremacists. Don't matter what. They're going to ride and die for white supremacists. Anytime when you put a suffix like ISH on the end of something, it means something that you have mastered. It's just like, for instance, let me see if I can give you a good example. A pianist. In order for you to be called a pianist, you have to learn how to master playing a piano. In order for you to be called a scientist, you have to master of being a science. You have to master that. In order to be a racist, you have to love your race. So nothing wrong with loving your race. Is when you use hate and try to tear down the person. In here, when you start talking about waking your people up, it's not to tear down. It's trying to tell your people it's time to come out of Lodabar. And that's just as simple as that. So I truly believe if you got someone that been in the fire with you, someone that knows your struggles, then they're going to be able to sit there and appreciate watching you going up. But if you got someone that does not know your struggles, have not been through the fire with you, but yet you pouring back into that, you just pouring back into that system because you're not sitting there trying to pull the next person up. That's what it's all about, pulling the next person up. Let me see if I can give you guys a better example. I don't know if let me see if I can show you this right here. I don't know why I can't share screens, guys. I thought I was going to be able to share screens with you guys. But again, guys, thank you for coming on my live Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and unbiased. And like I said, in here, we're going to stand on our truth. It's time for us to stop, sugarcoating. A lot of people, they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But it's not about feelings anymore. And that's the thing. We got to stop worrying about our feelings, because like I said, we are going into what I call a spiritual war, and you cannot be no wimps. You cannot leave out half cocked. You can't leave out half cocked, because like I said, as they're going to take care of their own. Oh my God, yes, they're going to take care of their own people, honey. But let me see if I can read a little bit out of this book right here, because look, when they tells us to don't read nothing, tell us don't do this, we're going to do it, because we all in this, what I call the matrix. But I'm going to read a little bit out of this right here, guys, Hebrew to Negro. Let me go ahead and read this. This has stuck out. I wanted to try to find the part where I had, and also was reading some of the PDF where it was a Jew, where he sat there and he exposed a lot of stuff that was going on, where he was saying that, they don't mind seeing, especially black athletes or, celebrities or people that's, making these 7 figures going into, messing with white races. They don't mind seeing that. They have nothing against that. And the reason why they don't have nothing against it, because they know that, but the majority of the time, the money is going to be poured back into their community, pour it back into them. But let me read this right here. And this says, a people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without root. A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. So let me see if I can read a little bit of that, guys. And I want to see if you guys can, because I thought I was able to pull it up. And this right here is let you know, especially when it comes to our people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. But this right here is coming from Hebrew to Negro, and this is by Donna Dalton Jr. And this is not about division, because it's not about division, guys. It's time for us to sit there and shake these chains off of our minds, so guys. And no better person to shake the chains off our mind is the ones that are qualified to do it. And right here it says, you take the blue pill and the story in. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill and you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. And see, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. A lot of people, they want to stay asleep. But like I said, when it comes, especially with our history is very, very deep, but it's up to you how far that you are willing to dig for it. And it says, remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. And the thing about it is that when it comes to the truth, people don't want to hear the truth. People would rather for you to go and tickle their ears and tell them a lie, because like I said, the truth is what's going to go ahead and set us free. And a lot of people, they don't want to be set free because they reminds me of our ancestors, how some of them was in the wilderness. It was supposed to be a 11 or a 14-day journey, but it took them like 40 years to come out because they was worrying about going back into Pharaoh's house to eat those beans and leeks. And like I said, the story is just beginning, because some of our people right now, they don't want to come out. They are happy walling in their mess. But right here, this is what Ronna Donald had said. Ronna Dalton, he said, I took the red pill and my heart started yearning for the truth, and no longer wanting to be fed lies that Satan was spreading throughout the world. And guys, we looking at Satan because we was told that Satan was this little red devil with a pitchfork, underneath us. No, the red devil is walking right there in the mix of us. I'm not going to tell you no hocus pocus story, okay? And also it says, I started on a journey to learn as much as I could to restrain my brain from all the brainwashing that occurred over many lifetimes, and to learn knowledge that was not taught to me growing up. And that's absolutely true. And that's why our people is fighting against one another. The reason why we are fighting against one another, because we are brainwashed. We have this European mindset. The Bible says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. After much research, I found out that by suppressing knowledge, one could suppress a people, a nation, and even the world. I pray to God that He would give me knowledge and help me decipher the lies from the truth. He did not just that in His own mysterious ways. This is what sparked me to write some of the stuff I have learned. To write all of it would take forever, and sometimes people are not ready for the whole truth despite what they say. And that's why we're fighting right now. We are fighting with each other right now because people, they don't want to hear the truth. And the reason why we don't want to hear the truth, because some of us, we are caught up in this. We don't want to lose what we have. We want to continue sitting there living behind the picket fence. Don't worry about how your brothers or your sisters are living. It's about me, myself, and I. And that's why I sit there and say, this is not a one-man show. Okay? This is not a one-man show. As most people knows, the world and even Satan does not like mankind to know the truth. This is why people mysteriously die for revealing too much truth to the masses. Come on, guys. Why you think our great leaders not here today? Why you think these people didn't go out there and rob, steal, and kill nobody? All they did was open up their mouth and spoke the truth of how to tell our people to come out of the state of Lodabar, how to leave these people's stuff alone. Come on, guys. As most people know, the world and even Satan does not like mankind to know the truth. This is why people mysteriously die for revealing too much truth to the massive. We've seen it all throughout history and in the media. When blacks were enslaved in America, the white man's job was to erase our history, heritage, and culture so that we would know who we were really are. And that's exactly what it's all about. Why you think right now? Why you think that they are trying to take our history books out of schools? Why do you think that every time when we start telling our people to wake up, we got all these people using our people to tell them this is racism, this is anti-Semitic? They're gonna attach those type of words to us. And the reason why they are attaching those words to us because they know that it's going to hurt you in the pockets. But long as you sitting there not taking this stuff, not on their 9 to 5 job, not sitting there dipping and dabbing in the things of the world and start building up your own stuff, no devil in hell can prevail against it. Leave these people stuff alone. Start building up your own businesses. It's easy. It's easy to build your own business. All you need is a vision and a plan, and you can go and you can run with it. We are right now in the days where it's time for us to start building for ourselves because they are buying land, they are buying farmlands, they doing everything that they can, thinking that they're going to corner the market. But what are we buying? What are we buying? Country girls say they don't want us to know the truth. No, they don't want us to know the truth. And the thing about it is our people are smack dab in the middle of it. That's why I say all my skin folks and kin folks. Oh, they spewing racist. No, they're not spewing racist. They're not being racist. They are waking people up, and it's time for us to sit there and take the wolves off of our eyes. Guys, this is no joke. I'm telling you, this is no joke. And right here it says, as most people know the world, and even Satan does not like mankind to know the truth. See, this is why people mysteriously die for revealing too much truth to the massive. We've seen it all throughout history and in the media. Look, we saw it all throughout history, all throughout through the media, through TV, through these reality shows. Like I tell you, when it comes to these reality shows, those shows are a distraction. That's why every time when I get a chance to talk about these reality shows, I tear it down because they put this stuff right there because they know we love to be entertained. So if they can do anything to distract us from knowing the truth, then what they going to do? They're going to put it in our way. And they use media, they use social media, they use TV. All that is a part of brainwashing, guys. All that right there is a part of brainwashing. My God, come on, guys, wake up. They did this because we as African American, they did this because we as African Americans have lost the history of who we were or where exactly we came from during the tribes. So they are doing all this because they don't want us to know who we are. They want us to forget it, who we are. And when we start forgetting who we are, then what it's going to do? It's going to take the guilt off of their back. They're going to take the guilt off of their back. We are named after 2 nations/continents. We have black skin, but are called African Americans or Negroes. We are not considered Africans in South Africa and other African countries, even though a majority of us are the same color, if not darker than some African themselves. Now, let me see if I can go ahead and break that down. Why we are called African Americans, 2 countries right here in the United States, but in Africa, They don't have all these different titles. They don't have all these different names because they are one. They know who they are. They know where they belong. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we belong. That's why we fight with each other. That's why we fight with each other. But there were many nations back in times that had black skin: the Persians, the Emilites, the Hebrew Israelites, the ancient Egyptians, the Palestinians, the ancient Nubians, the Cushites, the ancient Canaanites, the Levite people, and the ancient Libyans who also ruled over Egypt. Unfortunately, we lost our history. We didn't lose our history. Our history was taken from us. Unfortunately, we lost our history when we were stolen by Europeans, European Jews, and Caucasians, Arabs during the slave trade, only to be dumped into countries all over the world, as you will see later in this book. We are a lost people, only knowing that our forefathers was taken from Africa. Taking this into account, Marcus Garvey once said. Let's talk about Marcus Garvey. Let's talk about Marcus Garvey, because see, they don't want to see us wake up. They don't want to see us wake up. And like I said there and say, I ride alone. I stand alone. I'm not in this YouTube clique, because it's going to be a time where I'm going to have to minister to my people. So if I'm going to have to minister to my people, like I said, I cannot get into the clique. But let's go ahead and talk about Marcus Garvey, because you never heard about Marcus Garvey in schools. Marcus Garvey played a major part into the black community. Marcus Garvey went and purchased a ship. He went purchased a business, trying to get his people out of what I call Lodabar. Trying to get his people out of Lodabar. He purchased a ship. So you cannot sit there and say that the Most High God didn't send rescue to us, because he did send rescue to us. Which, like I said, that's another story about itself, because the rabbit hole goes very, very deep. Because like I said, some of us, we've been here already. Some of our people been here already, because if you go and read that animation, go and watch that animation video that I went ahead and I made, you will see how everything took place. You will see how the Titanic place, how the Pangea, how the landmass, the continental drifting, how we were scattered abroad, not because of the Noah's Ark. Like I said, there's no more of these hocus pocus stories. It's no more of these whitewashed lies. It's time for our people to know the truth, because just like I said, the truth is going to set us free. Some of our people been here. Not everybody was, like I said, came out of slavery. Not everybody. But like I said, the ones that did came, which I truly believe we are the descendants of slaves. I believe that my people came on the boat. But we was not a lost generation. We was a stolen generation, because all this right here was because of the white supremacists wanted free labor, but yet they said they're still holding back about our reparation. I've been asking God to give me a revelation when it comes to our reparation. Why everybody else is able to get a reparation check, but why we can't get a reparation check? Maybe the Most High God probably say, and I've been asking him to minister to me, because we've been here. They know that we've been here. They know that this is our land. They know that they are invaders. And like I said there and say, guys, we cannot keep sitting there trying to dummy ourselves down. The information is out there. The information is out there right now, but it's up to you how far you are willing to dig deep for that information. Because don't expect these people to tell our story. They're not going to tell our story. It's up to us to start telling our own story, because how they told the story. They're going to white everything out, and they're going to go ahead and put themselves in. And yes, everything they painted white. They even painted Yeshua. They painted Jesus. They painted him white. So what makes you think that if they got a chance to sit there and make something that is our culture, our music, and put a white face to it, ain't nothing new? Nothing new. Everything that they did, they put a white face to it. Go and Google who is Jesus. Go and Google the angels. The only thing that they said there they didn't make white is themselves, the devil. And I'm not sitting there saying, all of them the devil. I'm not saying that. But the Bible says that you're going to know them by the fruits that they bear. You're going to know them by the fruits that they bear. And it's going to be many of our people that's not going to be crossing over. We're not going to cross over. Because some of us, we are still in our stinking mindset. We don't want to come out. But either you're in or you out. But you cannot be in between, because if you are in between, what did he say? He said, I will spew you out. And in order for us to come together as one, because like I said, and that's history, and that's scientists that can back it up, scientific facts that can back it up. We was here from the beginning, and we're going to be here until the end, because we are Alpha and we are Omega. We are the begin and we are the end. Everything came out of us. It was no such thing as black and white. We all was one. It's just that one thought that they were more superior than the other. But everything came through us. The Bible says, out of darkness, God made light. Out of the ground, he made male and female. So how can you call someone a goat that already had laid the foundation? Make it make sense. And on that, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I see Starbucks lover say Nikki Haley couldn't stay. Let me see what she say. Nikki Haley couldn't stay that slavery exists or took place. And she won. She won. And the reason why they are not going to say it, because they are embarrassed. I would be embarrassed too. I would be embarrassed too. But guys, I want you guys to make sure that you watch my animation videos, because sometimes we have to dummy ourselves down. We have to learn how to speak where we can even confuse the enemy, because it's no such thing as freedom of speech. We know how people are attacking people just by mere words. You mean, what happened? This nursery rhyme, stick and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never harm. But look like words harm, because words are powerful. And people don't want you to rip the sheets off of them, but ready or not, them sheets is coming. They are being exposed. But it's time for us to get in position. Nowhere in the world we should be fighting each other, wondering if anyone is the GOAT or not. Make it make sense. Don't we have something better to talk about? That's why Dr. Umar, he has a calling on his life. Whether you guys wants to acknowledge or not, he has a calling on his life. And if I was Dr. Umar, I would never, ever do another debate again. Do not let your goods be evil spoken of ever again, because all they're doing is taking out clips so they can sit there and see how they can go and twist your words. As you can see right there, that's all they are doing is twisting your words. But you got so much work that needs to be done right here, because the harvest is plentiful, but the labors are few. You got so much work to be doing than sitting on somebody else's couch to sit there and see if you're going to slip up, because that's all they are doing, to see if you're going to slip up. And the ones that are talking, trust me, they don't have, like my grandmother said, they don't have a window, they don't have a pot to you know what, and the window to go ahead and throw it out. All they doing is just finding something so they can go ahead and talk about. But don't cast your pearls to swines again. You don't have to debate, because the minute when you start debating, all this is going to do is cause confusion. People are going to take your words and they're going to twist it into a lie. But this right here, what you are doing right now, Dr. Umar Johnson, because I truly believe that he be listening to my videos. But what you are doing right now, you are doing kingdom business. So don't let your goods be evil spoken of. I see my country girl say, thank you, Lady D, for your commentary. Everyone enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Be safe. God bless you all. Thank you very, very much. And I was so glad to see that you came in, country girl, queen, and coming in support. And that's the Bible. If two or three together, God said, there am I in the midst. You're not going to expect people that's speaking truth. You're not going to get people to come on board. You're not going to get people to come on and cheer you on, but you don't need nobody to cheer you on, because what the word of God says, it settles. So, and even I got to have two or three together, God is in the midst. Thank you, Starbucks, always holding the sister down. Thank you, guys, because this is my ministry. This is kingdom business. It's time for our people, as we enter into what I call a year of completion, 2024. That is the number 8. It's time for our people to transform our mind. That's the message. That is the message to go into 2024, is to transform your mind. Renew that mind. Shake off of all that residue and come out of her. Because we can do it. Once we wake up, we are still asleep, but don't be asleep in 2024, because it's work to be done. It's work to be done. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. You all be blessed. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support.